Yesterday I got a phone call from my mom and she said that my grandma's worried I joined a cult. So, how's your week going? Hey y'all, how are y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Now obviously you can tell what this video is by the title of the video, but we're gonna ignore that for a second because we're gonna start off by opening some book mail. Now, I don't even know why I'm even bothering to open these packages because I'm not gonna be reading these books for a while. I am so excited. I had heard that this series is kind of like Wednesday. I've watched it 3 times. If this book series is anything like Wednesday, then I have to have it. Hey. Whoa. These books are bigger than I thought they were gonna be. But look at them, they are beautiful. I am so excited to read these. I'm a huge Marvel fan, so one more. This one I will be reading in this video. This is my last weekend in Dallas. So I'm rewarding myself after my busy and stressful week finishing my intern competition project. That I'm rewarding myself with a 24-hour readathon. And I originally thought this was going to be the first book I was going to read in this readathon, but it's actually going to be the second because I still have to finish the one I'm currently reading. So, it's beautiful. I am so excited to read this book, but I'm also kind of nervous, you know, because it's gotten so much hype. And I get a bit nervous to read books that have so much hype because what happens if I don't like them? What happens if I don't like it? I'm actually gonna be doing this readathon a bit differently. Out of all of the 24-hour readathons that I have read, I feel like I haven't seen like anybody listen to audiobooks during their 24-hour readathon. I spend enough time alone already that it probably would not be a good idea for me to just hole up in this one room for the next 24 hours. So I'm still going to go out and do a couple of things, but I'm going to listen to an audiobook, and I already have it picked out while I'm doing these things. Let us get started. Now, this is what I'm currently reading. Love and Other Words. I was loving this book for the first quarter, for the first 100 pages. But then conversations got real weird. So I'm not loving it so much anymore. I don't dislike it enough to DNF it, but I definitely don't love it as much as everybody else does. I'm currently on page 252, and I've got about 2 hours until I'm gonna go on a walk. I can finish this book in that time. Okay, it's currently 4:26. The clock starts now. It's like 5:55. I just finished Love and Other Words. I didn't like the ending. I was hopeful that after like the first quarter of the book, the ending would redeem itself, but then it got to a point where there were like 12 pages left and like big plot points still needed to be resolved. And I'm like, that's just not long enough to like adequately end a standalone novel. I'm not even 2 hours into this readathon yet, and I already had a near miss. Okay, it's 6:13. I am on my way to go for a walk, which means I will be starting the audiobook version of A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. Okay, so it's 8:30. I went for a walk. I went to Walmart, got a puzzle and a frozen pizza. While I was gone, I listened to about 2 hours of A Flicker in the Dark. So, It's about 18% of the book. It is 8:51 and I am about to start Fourth Wing. So I'm about to start that, but I'm cracking open an energy drink and of course have to take a page out of the book of Miss Destiny Sidwell and get a cherry slush Alani. I've never had an Alani before. I don't really drink much energy drinks except for when I'm like pulling an all-nighter, so, which happens very rarely. So, cheers. Now this is gonna be a problem because that's really good. So. Okay, it's like 11:30. I am on page 92 of Fourth Wing. I'm currently loving it so far. Like, we haven't hit that much action yet, which normally bothers me, but it's not bothering me. I don't hate it. And I am thoroughly enjoying the visuals in my head that I've come up with from this book. So it's not a lot of pages to have read in 2 hours, but I took a TikTok break, had to kill a spider, had to kill a roach. I love bugs. Now I'm getting into a groove. I got distracted again. What time is it? Let's check. I guess it's almost an hour later. I haven't read that many pages. 8 pages in the last hour. Let me tell you guys what's going on. Basically, this summer I've been living in a converted garage apartment, and I've been renting this apartment from the guy who lives in the main house, which is just on the other side of this wall. The other day, I got out of bed and I saw blue and red flashing lights coming in through the window at 6:20 in the morning. And I go look out the window, and the guy who lives in the house and that I'm renting from is getting taken away in the ambulance. Well, apparently he was supposed to, I have no idea what's happening. I have not heard from him at all, and I haven't, like, gotten any messages from anybody being like, hey, this is so-and-so, like, he's okay, or whatever. It was, like, almost midnight. I'm sitting in the bed reading, and somebody starts knocking on the door. The one window in here faces the street, and the blinds don't work, and the curtains are crap. So, and when I have all the lights on in here, I can't exactly pretend that I'm not in here and awake. So I go and I open the door, and he starts asking me about my landlord, because he was supposed to host shuffleboard tonight, and he wasn't there, and nobody texted to say he wasn't going to be there. So then he was like, okay, I'm going to call the cops and have them do welfare check, because I'm worried about him. Because no one was coming to the door, and the dogs were barking like crazy. But then he stayed, so I shut the door after I spoke to that guy for a little bit, but then he stayed around for like 10 minutes, and I heard a woman's voice. And they were talking for like a while, but then he left, and then I heard the police come up, and the dog started barking again, so I knew that the police had knocked on the door. Well, then I heard that same woman's voice again, and then I got up from the bed, looked out the window, and the cop had gotten back in their cruiser and drove away. So somebody's in the house. Who knew things could get so crazy at midnight? Is Violet some sort of masochist or something? Like, why on earth would you have a crush on a guy when the only words he's spoken to you were to tell you that he's going to kill you? Dane needs to learn the definition of crazy, which is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like maybe asking the same question over and over again and expecting someone's answer to change. It's 2:30. I'm honestly like not very good at this whole 24-hour readathon because it's been 5 hours since I started this book. In the past 3 hours, I have read 34 pages. I'm not doing too bad on the staying up part. It's the reading part that I'm having trouble with. I would love to know if I'm in a minority here, but I low-key love when I can guess what's gonna happen in the book. Not like the whole big plot line, but there's just like some things where I'm like, I bet this is gonna happen. And then I love when I write, because it like makes me feel smart. I think I'm getting a little bit delulu over here. It's 3 o'clock. I've been reading, say that loosely, 10.5 hours. We've got 13.5 hours left. Maybe I'll actually finish a book before then. I'm falling asleep, so I'm having a dance party. I think that's enough of that. Okay, it's 4:30, so I've officially been in this readathon for 12 hours. Still haven't finished a single book. Almost just fell asleep on the couch over there. Finally made it halfway to the halfway point in Fourth Wing. I'm on page 263 out of 500, so I'm only barely halfway through. I guess I've read over 100 pages, and I've read 130 pages in the past 2 hours. But I think I'm going to switch gears. I think I'm going to start my puzzle, and so I'm going to be going back to reading A Flicker in the Dark. So. It is 6 a.m. I've officially made it through the night, and I didn't really have trouble doing it. I almost fell asleep twice. I started this book at 9:30 p.m. and I've only read half of it. So this 24-hour readathon is not going very well on the reading front. You may be asking yourself, Jess, it's been an hour. It's 7, and you've hardly read anything in the past hour. Why is that? And I'll tell you, it's surely not because I fell asleep on the couch for 30 minutes. Wasn't me, it's somebody else. I'm gonna put some makeup on because I look exhausted and I cannot go in public looking like this. Sunglasses to hide the fact that there's no life behind my eyes. It's about 9:45. I've been in this 24-hour readathon. I don't even know if I can call this video a 24-hour readathon at this point, because I have been reading the same book for 12 hours. 12 hours! I don't know what happened, but it was like once the sun went down, my brain stopped functioning, and it was taking me minutes to read pages. Anyway, I'm headed to go to my favorite coffee shop around here. I'm gonna get some coffee. Hopefully that's gonna wake me up a little bit. I brought another book in the hopes that I will finish reading The Fourth Wing while I'm here. And then I can maybe start reading another book while I'm at lunch. However, at this point, that seems like a lofty goal. Oh, it looks crowded. Oh. Oh my word. Like, infinity out of 5 stars. Like, oh my gosh. How am I supposed to survive until November 8th? I definitely 100% pre-ordered Iron Flame before I had even ordered Fourth Wing, because you know this, the pre-orders for Iron Flame came out when like you still couldn't get Fourth Wing anywhere. It was sold out in all of the stores, and Amazon was still saying it wasn't gonna ship until like the middle of August. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like, everybody loves this book and I can't get my hands on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-order Iron Flame without even having read Fourth Wing. Like, I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do with myself. It's only 1 o'clock. I still have 3.5 hours of this challenge left. But I don't know how I'm supposed to open another book after that. Like, I was full on crying. And I know in last week's video, when I was reading the end of Mockingjay in that same coffee shop, there was that clip of me like getting teary-eyed, but I didn't actually shed any tears. I have not shed actual real life tears over a book since I was in the 4th grade. Oh my gosh, how many years is that? 10 years? 11 years? No, 12 years. Oh my word, 12 years. Guys, gotta be honest, I can't do it. I can't finish. I left the coffee shop after I finished Fourth Wing, and then I went to Panera, which is where I was planning on like reading for like an hour or two before I came back here to finish the 24 hours, but I started reading the next book that I was planning on reading, and I just couldn't do it. I just thought it wouldn't be fair to read something after, like, that close after finishing the Fourth Wing. So I think I have to call it quits. To be honest, I'm not even that mad. This 24-hour readathon was not that successful. I read one book and read less than half of another one. That's like so not impressive. Guess that just means I'll have to try again another time. Anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I got a little bit unhinged at some points. That's just the reality of 3 a.m. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you know you're feeling up to it or something. I'm gonna put my whole review of Fourth Wing and Love in Other Words over on my Instagram. The link to my profile is in the description. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great week and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.